Hey friends, welcome to the full moon in Pisces. I've got some, of course I've got to pull out the card for this one. It's also a partial eclipse, so lots of things going on. Heard many things about it. Pisces, I know, is a water sign, so you can think about emotional things, dreaming. It's ruled by the planet Neptune, so again, sort of fantasy versus reality. I know there's some other, again, I'm not an astrologist, but I know a little bit about it. And there are some elements coming in with earth elements to help us manifest our dreams. So an element of that. I know I've been feeling very emotional lately. And I don't know if you were able to check out the love letter for this week, but it really feels like there is a really big emotional wound closing this week, like really truly healing coming together. So there's a lot of feelings with this moon. All right, and so I'm gonna get one message for all of us first, and then I'll go into the different signs. All right, a spider. I love this. I'm going to double check in the guidebook because this is a newer deck for me. It's Animal Magic by Esther Sanchez. It's beautiful. And spider is all about creativity. Okay, that's what I thought, but I didn't want to screw it up. And the mantra for this, or the affirmation, I weave the magic of creativity throughout my life. Perfect for Pisces, perfect for water energy. And this is really about experimenting with new creative ideas and discovering and exploring passions. All right, so let's get to it. We're gonna start with Virgo since we're in Virgo season right now. So let's close our eyes all together. Take a deep breath. Not just Virgos, but all of us. All right, Virgos, the message from this full moon in Pisces and this partial eclipse for you is the star. And on this card it says inspiration, faith, hope, guiding light, miracles, infinite energy. This is really a period of refreshment. I think it's closing off some things that were keeping you from aligning with that space of hope in your heart. That feeling of inspiration, that feeling of, again, just refreshment and renewal. So hopefully that is coming back thanks to whatever this eclipse is helping seal off for you, the star for Virgos. All right, let's go into it for Libras. You guys have your season starting on Sunday, on the day of the equinox. So a lot of things coming together. Here we go for my beautiful Libra friends. What is your message from the full moon? The Empress. I love that we've had two major arcana come up. The Empress. Okay, I'll read the keywords on here. Luxury, beauty, abundance, grace, fertility, love, nature, art. This really is like, this is related to Venus. This is the divine feminine. This is open to receiving. This is the bounty of nature. This is abundance without having to try. Ease, flow, another sort of water element here. And just, again, being open to receive whatever the full moon is closing off for you. It's opening your heart enough to say, wow, this abundance is what I truly deserve. And instead of blocking it with my beliefs, blocking it with my actions, blocking it with my fear of vulnerability, I am going to go ahead and open up and receive, and be filled up. Fill your cup. All right. I'm arranging these here so that I remember to take a picture of them later. Okay, so after Libra, we have my beautiful Scorpios. Here we go. What is your full moon message from this full moon in Pisces? The Mother Star. Okay, she's an extra card in this deck, and she's gorgeous. And it's a yes card. So it's the only card in the deck that literally like comes out if you're asking yes or no questions that says yes. And I know the card, if you're not, you know, if this is not obvious to you, my fun Scorpio friends, like, oh wow, it says yes to whatever, or this is, yes, it's gonna happen, or yes, I'm ready to move on from this thing. It could be that a lot, it kind of talks about the fact that a lot of no's, a lot of redirection, a lot of rejection is really leading to a bigger yes. And I'm sure you probably heard this, but it makes sense and I like rhymes. Rejection is protection. It's all the failures that lead to a much bigger, more meaningful success. If yes is not something that you are resonating with, then maybe it's the fact that a lot of the hardships that you've been through lately are adding up to something much bigger. All right, so then let's go into Sagittarius. What's your magic? And I almost said message, but it really, the word magic just came out of my mouth. So I guess that's part of your message. I was hoping it was a magician, but it's not. All right. The 9 of Pentacles for you, my Sagittarius friends. Comfort, accomplishment, prosperity, stability. To me, this is also a card of creating sustainability in your life that feels like abundance. Like when you get to the point where you can have a flow in your life of resources and time and energy to where you can actually take things a little bit slower, that the urgency of life has turned down quite a bit, and that you're just going about your life in a pace that works for you. That is the 9 of Pentacles. So I'm just wondering what's, maybe it's a sense of urgency that's closing off with this full moon. Maybe it's a period of time where you really felt like you had to hustle, and now you can step into your brilliance and your sustainability and your ability to have enough stored up that this garden reseeds itself every season. So this is time to really enjoy the fruits of your labor in a way that you're reinvesting enough, that you're spending enough, and that you can slow down. Congratulations, Sagittarius. All right, let's go for Capricorn. Get my beautiful deck here. And by the way, this is the Wandering Star Tarot by Kat Pierce. All right, Capricorns. I love you, my beautiful Capricorns. What's your message from the cards for this full moon? All right, we have 10 of Pentacles here. Inheritance, family, property. Also, 10 of Pentacles to me is about extended family, generational wealth, about multiple streams of income if you're looking how to grow your business or kind of increase your financial abundance. But this is really about having it all resource-wise. It means that you're feeling like this is the feeling of security and stability in the physical world that allows us to step into the place of spirituality, because we feel like our bodies are taken care of. We feel like we know where our next meal has come from. We've got rent in the bank for a couple months, and it feels like, wow, I can actually focus on something different. So this is the security that allows you to expand spiritually, creatively. If you think about the pyramid, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's that shelter is covered. And by the way, a beautiful monarch butterfly just flew by in the window that I'm facing right now. So I don't know, maybe just a beautiful omen there. And it could have to do with family issues, inheritance, or if someone's passed away and you're dealing with an estate, it could be very literal. But Capricorns, you guys are built, you're an earth sign to appreciate real finite things. And so this is a great card for you. And maybe that this full moon is really capping off a time that you felt insecure. You didn't feel like you had what you needed, and that you can move on now from that and know that you're taken care of. Okay, and that butterfly is still floating around and I'm just giddy. Okay, let's move on to Aquarius. What's your full moon message? What's your full moon message, Aquarius? Well, I got 2. I pulled them out and I looked at them, so I feel like I'm cheating if I don't give you both of them. All right, so we have the Death card and we have the 4 of Pentacles. So Death is about transformation, new beginnings, endings, change, transformation, begin again. And then 4 of Pentacles, stability, savings, foundations, money, security. So this is security as well, just like Capricorns, in a different way. So I'm thinking about the transformation is the full moon. It's signifying the finality, the closure of something in your life, something big, probably a whole chapter again. This eclipse seasons are really about bigger periods of time, lessons completed is what I'm gonna say. I feel like you're completing a lesson. And as you're doing that, because it's a new beginning, because it's a closing, and in those liminal spaces where it's not just a giant runway and you know exactly what's happening, usually with the death card, it's sort of like, okay, it's done. What do I do next? This is saying to kind of hold, be still, don't give a lot of yourself. It's preservation of your resources, your time, your energy, your money, and sitting with it for a minute so that you can feel a sense of groundedness and stability as things come to a big close in your life. So I don't know what it is, but I find it interesting. And again, you get 2 cards because that's what came out. All right, let's go to Pisces, who's having the big moment this evening with your full moon. Full moon in your sign and an eclipse. All right. Pisces, what's in store for you? The Creator. Okay, this is the only other, aside from the Mother Star, which came out with Scorpios, the only other card that is a literal extra card. And the Creator is all about the power of no. So if you have a question and you've been wondering, like, should I do it, should I not? This could be a sign, may not. You'll know what's best for you. But also, it's a big no card. When you say no, and you can open up to the bigger yes. When you say no, you're exercising your boundaries in a way that's really powerful. This is about redirection of life steering you somewhere different. When you thought you were going here and you were going to take a right, the Creator says, nope, I'm going to send you to the left. So it could be just some surprising things happening that are steering you to a better place, whether or not it feels like it at the moment. So Pisces, part of this is probably really powerful energy for you today. And understand that this block or this no or this boundary is serving you and protecting you in some way. And the butterfly is back and says, hello, I'm here to help. After Pisces, we've got Aries, our fiery friends. Here we go. My fun Rams. Lots of energy, lots of power. Here we go. Oh, this is fun for you. The Devil. All right. So we have desire, obsession, fear, shadow. Sometimes I also think it means, in this particular sense, I think of the archetype of Lilith and the inherent power in understanding ourselves very deeply, in owning the parts of ourselves that we have stored away, hidden in a drawer, shoved under the bed, and said, I don't like you. I don't like this part of you. And actually pulling that part back out, taking a look at it and saying, how can I become more aware? How can I own my power? How can I own this part of myself to become more whole? The Devil is one of the most transformative cards in the deck because you look at it and you cannot deny it. I mean, you can place a lot of different meanings on a lot of different cards, but the Devil tells it exactly like it is, saying you need to take care of business in this area of your life because I'm not going to go away until you've acknowledged me. That's powerful. So I do believe acknowledging a part of yourself that needs to see the light of day. It's your full moon message. Okay, from Aries, we go to Taurus. Hi, Tauruses. You fun, bull-headed people. I have a Taurus daughter, so I can say that. All right, let's go. The moon. Aw. I love that the message from the moon is about the moon, about cycles, dreams, intuition, shadow. I also think, again, about like this illumination of something that was hidden, similar to the Devil, but a little bit different, a little bit softer, really sinking in to your subconscious, things kind of stirring, maybe bubbling up to the surface, and allowing you to see things about yourself that have been floating around and driving your behavior, but you weren't completely aware of yet. Pulling up the roots of some beliefs and behaviors. That is your message, my beautiful Taurus friends. These are some pretty intense, deep messages, which I guess I should expect from a full moon in Pisces. and also an eclipse. Here we go. We're going to talk to our friends, the Gemini. All right, Geminis, what's going on with y'all with this full moon? I don't know. Let me find out. And yes, I close my eyes while I shuffle, just part of my process. All right, we have Two of Wands, Geminis. It says plans, partnership, influence. This is also kind of like a get up and go card. This is a plan out something. Think big, dream big, look into the future with a lot of hope and optimism. And the question for you is, what if it worked out? So this is, I mean, Geminis tend to be a very thinking sign, mental. They're an air sign. So a lot of logical things, a lot of curiosity. And that's fine, but I think some of that can lend itself to over-analysis. This is saying, now is the time to dream, now is the time to plan, now's the time to put things in writing that you're excited and hopeful about. It doesn't mean you have to achieve them. This is not a perfection contest or a task to do. This is just saying that there's so many possibilities right now, and it's time to really begin to put them into a form of some sort. And if it excites you, put it down on paper, and I would recommend writing it by hand. Two of Wands, taking hold of your future by being intentional and writing things down. All right, we have Cancer coming up next, another water sign. So this, I'm curious how this moon is affecting you. All right, that was a quick one. We have 10 of Cups. Oh, this is perfect for Cancers. This is like really about feeling love and feeling at home, feeling like you're with your people and your relationships are really loving and solid and warm, just like you are. Home is a really important thing for the Cancer archetype. It's a joy, family, prosperity, fulfillment, contentment. It's really, it can be that simple. Sometimes in life we're searching for material things. Sometimes we're searching for success. But now, if you're really feeling like you want to feel just surrounded by love, harmony in your relationships, especially with the family, but with your close-knit group of people, your community, now is your season. All right. Trying to get my things straight over here because I'm running out of room, but I only have a couple more. Okay, let's go into Leos. Leos, that's me. No pressure, Amber, no pressure. Our sign, Eight of Wands, good news, travel. All right, I can appreciate this because I would love some good news and travel. Eight of Wands is also about just a lot of things coming at once. It's almost like the floodgates being open, or really just a rush of energy. And for us fire signs, which if you're Leo, you're a fire sign, this is like crack to us sometimes. It's like enthusiasm, excitement, that feeling of movement, progression, of just like fast moving energy. And so I would say, if you felt stagnant in any area, if you felt, you know, that you're just stuck, this energy is here to come like unlock, unblock, and move us all forward on a wave of excitement, enthusiasm, and like a good mood. On the flip side, if you are in a place of dealing with the fiery emotions, this also could be some triggers coming to the surface for you to deal with. I'm kind of thinking of Neo in the Matrix when he's dodging all those bullets in slow time. It's sort of like, maybe this is the time for you to learn how to become that centered, slow down the energy of your emotions and your mind with our just like breath and finding that sense of calm in the moment, and allowing things to just come past you and not trigger you as much. All right, let's go into, oh wait, we've done it. We did it. We did it. We made the complete circle here. And so if you are sticking with me to the end and you watched all the readings, thank you. Of course, you can pick your path and not have to watch it all through. But a final message, I want to remember that we talked about this in the beginning. A lot of this, for all of us, is about weaving our creativity So if you want to also apply that to your message, please do. I hope you have a meaningful full moon. I hope it's what you need in life, and I hope you have the resources that you need to take good care of yourself today and, pretty much always. All right, you can go to amberambrose.com for readings and events.